Hello, 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 good people. Welcome to all my LLCs and MVPs, that is men valuing purpose and ladies loving and courageous. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are here again, ready to do this thing as we always do. If you are new to the channel, I would like to welcome you to this. And the purpose of this channel is designed for self-improvement, for becoming the best version of you that you can be. And as we love to say on this channel, life is a journey and not a destination. As we know, time is an investment. I think that's fair to say. And I value you and I appreciate your time. And I want you to know that it is in good hands here. Today's topic is one of the pillars of success in absolutely every area in life. And since I'm finishing this first series of the channel, the Who Are You series, it's been a 10-part series on the channel. I've saved the best for last. And what is the best, you may be asking? Well, it is none other than communication. What is good communication? Why is it so important? How do I up my game and do it better? All of these questions and more will be discussed and answered in this video. So let's get started. Communication defined: a process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols, signs, or behavior. I always like to give a definition of things so you can kind of get a bead on where we're going. So how do you become a better communicator, one might ask? Well, surprisingly enough, it begins with becoming a better listener. You want to become what's called an active listener. Active listening is understanding what the person is saying, be it verbal or body language. Give visual cues like great eye contact or nodding that you're understanding as someone is speaking to you. You want to avoid interruptions like grabbing your cell phone and sending off a text message or an email. Or if somebody comes by and grabs that person's attention, hey, this is going on, boom, 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 and you break the communication or the physical element of the communication you have with the other person. Those are signs of being an active listener. You want to make sure that you keep an open mind. Confirm that you understand the information that's being relayed to you. And if you need to, ask good questions. So, a person says, hey, I'm going to do the XYZ on the ABC. And then a person that's an active listener can nod and understand, okay, so I want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. You're saying you want to do the XYZ on the ABC. Boom. Yes. Clarifying. They know you're listening. You've kind of got an understanding, if that makes sense, right? So let's define or identify some of the reasons for communicating. What is it that you want to say? What is the goal? Is it immediate? Is it long term? Be concrete and clear in the objective picture that you're trying to create. You want to be effective with your communication, right? Next thing we want to say is to make your message simple. Don't overcomplicate what it is that you want to say. Use smaller words if necessary to describe something complex. Example of that, And I'm not trying to take shots, but let's say somebody in the IT field, they may have 1,000 different acronyms and different ways to describe processes and procedures that the average person is going to look at and not have a clue as to what it is they're talking about. Knowing your audience, just dumb it down. If you have that type of information or inside information, if you will, to a field, dumb it down for the person that you're trying to describe it to so that they understand and subsequently will be engaged in the conversation that you're having. Because the last thing you want to do is have what I like to call the monkeys playing tambourines in your head. What is that? That means you're talking to me about something that's going over my head, and I may be present, and I may be nodding, and I may be even looking at you with great intent. But in my mind, I'm thinking about what is it that I'm going to have for dinner tonight? Do I need to stop on the way home and get gas? I'm trying to remember if I laid out this particular plan or I put this in place. That's what you want to avoid in good, effective communication. So keep those monkeys from playing in somebody's tambourine. Keep those monkeys from playing tambourines in your head while a person is talking by being a good, effective communicator. The next thing we want to touch on is speaking at a good pace. Don't be a robot. But at the same time, you're not an auctioneer, right? You know, I got like you got to speak at a good pace so that the person that you're talking to can understand, but at the same time, they're not totally turned off and bored because you're putting them to sleep by talking like a librarian or a school teacher that they don't want to listen to. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. We're talking about effective communication. So some of this may come off as a little, but I'm just giving you what it is that you need to know. If we're sending a message or an email, you want to make sure that it's grammatically correct. Try not to shorten words if you don't necessarily need to, especially in a professional environment. Don't give abbreviations and slang and things of that nature. And then finally, read over said message before you send it out. The last thing that you want to do is have to double back and send another message because autocorrect got you and you auto this and you didn't mean to auto that, and then Autobots transformed and rolled out. So you want to make sure your message is right and it's saying what it is that you need to say. Now, if you're trying to go completely off on somebody, you don't need my help. You've got that one in the bag. Yeah, I mean, I think as humans, we're born with the ability to go completely off on people. So that's not what this is about. What we're saying is we want to be polite. That is the next part of the conversation. We want to be polite with what it is. Avoid being passive aggressive. If I can be honest with you, that's something that I've had to work on over time, is not being passive aggressive in conversation or in text. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. As we pointed out, this is a journey and not a destination. So that's something that I'm on my journey with as well. And so I want to share that with you because effective communication means that's something you should absolutely avoid. Keep your conversation positive. Avoid negativity. And another part I want to touch on with that is you can oftentimes diffuse negativity or negative situations or negative conversations by simply remaining neutral or being positive. Just something to consider. You also want to be 100% authentic. Try to be open and honest with what it is that you're saying. Keep in mind the person or the group that you're having the conversation with and how they may receive the message, how it is you want to deliver that message. All of those things are important. Let who you are come out in the conversation. Be sincere. People oftentimes will be more in tune and more apt to listen to what it is that you're saying if they feel like it's coming from a place that's genuine, that's authentic, and that's absolutely sincere. So, in essence, try to keep it real with your talk. Be professional, be polite, but you want to be authentic because that helps bridge that gap in between what it is that the person's saying and what it is that you want them to understand. Communication is definitely something that we do every day. The question is, how well do you do it? Can you do it better? As a leader with enhanced communication, yes, you absolutely can, and you should do it better. And this should be in your repertoire of things that you want to constantly sharpen, if you will, the sword you want to keep sharp. So go out there, take some of these tips, challenge yourself. If it's uncomfortable to do some of these things, be uncomfortable. You know, if eye contact is one of those things that bothers you, practice in short bursts. The next person you're having a conversation with, looking them in the eyes. Maybe it's for 5 seconds of the conversation. Maybe the next time it's 6. You know, whatever it is that you need to work on, don't be afraid to dive out there and work on it, because communication is of the utmost importance in everything that we do. And it's a very highly utilized, but maybe under discussed topic of effective leadership and success in life. So as I said, this is going to end the first series of the channel, the Who Are You series. Next, we're going to dive into another 10-part series, which will be called The Pursuit of Excellence. The first video of that is going to be coming to you next week, and I'm excited to amp up the intensity, to keep this momentum that we've built here and keep moving up the mountain, heading forward with courage, using the different strategies that we've discussed to make ourselves better. So until then, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. A QR code is going to pop up. Feel free to donate to the channel. Show your boy some love. And until that next video, I am Mr. HJ. And I'm out. Thank you, and God bless. And I'm out.